welcome to another episode of the Proud Skill Worker. Today we have Wesley on the show. Wesley, thank you so much for making time. First things first, where are you at currently?
Hey, yeah, I'm in Kirksville, Missouri. I'm enjoying my time here. It's been about 5.5 months, about to go in 6 months. I'm about to take 2 weeks off, go back to my hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. I live in the suburbs, Fort Mill, South Carolina. It's about a 30-minute drive from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm proud to be on the podcast. It's my first time being a guest. Never been a host of a podcast either. I'm really excited to be here. So thank you, Michael, for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wes, you've been with us since 2022, is that correct?
2022, 10/10, October 10th. That is correct. Yes.
Awesome. So sneaking up on your 1 year, sneaking up on six
Yeah.
months in Missouri, getting ready to head home. Man, how's the journey been so far? I mean, from North Carolina to Missouri. Tell me a little bit about your journey with Skillwork.
It's been very exciting. I did not expect to be part of Skillwork. When I first joined Skillwork, I had several options, and I really do think I chose the best option to be with Skillwork because a lot of these travel companies that give you the per diem, I saw Skillwork being the better one. One, because you're not going from place to place. A lot of these companies, they'll have you here for a couple of days, then they'll have you here for a couple of days. Skillwork is not that way. You have more freedom in your pocket. You can choose where you want to go instead of them deciding where you want to go, the company. And also, I like that the per diem that a lot of other companies they want to show you they want a tax report. They want to report on the per diem, and Skillwork gives you the freedom that we don't have to show a report. So I did want to travel, and I am happy I chose to be with Skillwork. So yeah, thanks for having me too. So yeah, I like my journey. It's been great. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what's to come. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. So,
cool,
what do you
cool.
do currently with Skillwork? You're a business technician there in Missouri. What's your day to day look like right now?
So currently, I'm an adjuster at Symbeo, and it can range from a machine running very smoothly through the night. You don't really have to touch it. You just have to put the product, keep product flowing, or it can range from making several adjustments or making around 10, 20 adjustments throughout the night, making sure the product's flowing correctly, keeping an eye on quality control. And some nights it can be very hectic and things can be breaking down, gotta fix them. And my training in the maintenance field and my schooling and all the other contracts and jobs I've worked have really come help me in places while working some Bayo. So yeah.
Love it. So the adjuster role. So that it feels like it's almost a line mechanic, line operator, ownership style. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing
it's
you're
very,
assigned
very
to a
similar.
line.
Yeah,
And, okay,
that's correct. Yes.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
So Wesley, how'd you get into the trades? I mean, what got you into trades, and then what got you excited about travel?
Yeah, so a lot of people we get pushed into school, and I was going in the medical field, which I could have did very well in the medical field, but I was around age 19, and I wasn't applying myself like I should have when I was in school, and I did end up dropping out, and I went and my friend's father he saw I was a hard worker, and I was just not getting paid while I should be getting paid for the hard work I was doing and the system. And he actually got me my first factory job. I didn't grow up with a father, but I had a lot of father figures, and he was one of my father figures, and he knew the industry inside and out, electrical maintenance and programming. So he worked at a factory called Gym Pack. He worked there, foam factory, worked there for 25 years, and he knew the trade inside and out. They would call him all the time, and he ended up leaving the company. I still worked there. He ended up moving, and I ended up leaving the company too, getting a better job with more liberties, and I ended up going to school and getting the same degree that he got 20 years ago. And sometimes I do visit him when I'm in my area, and he shows me some stuff. So, and I tell him what I experienced. So, I was happy to have in my life. Very nice father figure. So, and I'm still in contact with him and his wife. So, yeah,
I think that's great. I think it's so crucial for everybody in their life to have a mentor. So 21, somebody
yes,
20 years younger, older than them to kind of guide them in life.
yeah,
But also, I think it's important to take a mentorship role in people who are younger than you. So as you kind of grow and you develop, definitely bringing people along with you. The trades can sometimes feel like you're on your own. So if you develop that strong mentor program and a strong mentorship program, you can continually just move people through and grow them. And I think it's
yeah,
great
and
that you had a father figure to lean on in a
appreciate
time
that.
when,
Yeah, and
no,
they
go
do
ahead.
give, yeah, they give you, they show you that older people or younger people that have more experience, they do make you more confident in them. That instead of banging your head against the machine, go get some help. They could give you and some insight that you didn't have to help you out, get the line going. So yeah, and I am a proud skill worker. I'm a proud American too. So, and skill work makes me an even more prouder American. So like when I do this traveling, there's just so much growth domestic products that this world can have. Like the world can only have 100% growth domestic product. So I really do try my best to keep that up as much as possible for the country. So yeah,
I love it. I think it's so important to take pride in what you do,
yeah,
Wes. And
appreciate
I think
that.
people sometimes forget that taking pride in what you do matters, and it makes it a lot
Yes.
easier to do what you love.
That's correct. Yes, yes. Because there are a lot. The numbers do get bigger and bigger every day, and then each number does not have as much meaning. But at the end of the day, each one does have a lot of meaning because it's 100% or 50% or 25%. So got to keep that as high as possible.
That's right. That's right.
I
And I
appreciate that.
think,
Good
Wes, I'm
question.
really
Yeah,
excited to chat with you about this because
yeah.
we're in the middle of a mini series here on the Proud Skill Worker where we're trying to understand kind of the most important skills in maintenance. So I'm going to turn it over to you, but I do want to ask is what do you think are the three most important skills that every maintenance technician should have? And then we'll get into why you think those matter and then how you learned those or how you think people can learn them. If it's a skill you don't have yet that you see another person have, you go, man, I really need that. I don't know how to learn it. So first off, what do you think are the three most important skills for a maintenance technician?
I think the first one's gonna be your drive. So because it's either you got it or you don't. And some people it's like I tried this, I tried that. I'm just done. It's or some people you can turn your drive up as high as possible and just never give up and always go because that guy that has no experience and the new field that he's going into, he might be a good mechanic, has no field. He might actually get it by just never giving up versus someone that's like, I've done everything I know. I've done this job for 5 years. It's everything I know, and just never give up. And I see I see a lot of young guys and older guys. It doesn't matter the age. Their drive is I don't know what I don't know. Gotta have good drive or because that right there could be the machine running or not. So I think that's one of the biggest because and plus if you just give up, it's like what's gonna next time this happens or another issue happens, it's just since you tried your hardest, you're gonna be conditioned ready to have a higher drive for the next time something bad happens or even if something good happens, you're gonna have a higher drive. So I think drive's a big thing too. So yeah. And then another skill is just like be as knowledgeable as possible. And there's several ways to be as knowledgeable as possible. You can be knowledgeable by a lot of factories they have issues with the way information flows. So sometimes factories will be the information will flow so slowly that there'll be a problem happening right around you and it's flowing so slow that like it just got to you and like you like needed to know that and it was going around you. So be as knowledgeable as possible to yourself and to others and it's like a lot of people like, oh, that happened to me. I'm scared that I can't tell anyone that that issue happened to me. No, actually, you should be talking about as many issues as possible because issues is what we fix. We don't fix running machines. We fix issues. So
Mm,
at the end of the day, like it might look like I'm gossiping or something. No, I'm actually talking about my day. I'm talking about what happened with the machine. So be as knowledgeable as of the machine to yourself and to others as possible because someone to your right or to your left could have saw something different than you, and you may not see that for another 2 years. But since you had that conversation with you, you already you already got that in your head. So it's more information, it's more guidance. So always be as knowledgeable as possible. And then the third one, let's see here. So we talk about drive, knowledge. What's another one? Um, always every once in a while you should go home and look at if you went to school or if you took an apprenticeship or if you took a training program. These companies spend a lot of money training you, so that's the most expensive hour because one, if someone's training you, they're paying a whole salary to a guy to not run a machine or anything just to train you, or they have someone working twice as hard running their own machine, fixing their own machine, and they're training you as well. So you should be very respectful and you should always try to learn new things. So like keep up your notes from them training you, keep up your notes from school. If someone showed you something, like either keep it deep in your head, back of your head, or write it down. Always go back to those notes. So and learn new things. So be open to learn. So I think those skills right there will get anyone to become in the top 1% of the maintenance, programming, or electrical field. So yeah,
I
and
think those are
that's
great. And
yeah,
Wesley, one of the things I love about those is they're what people would call soft skills, right? So
okay,
it's
yeah,
not an actual wrench building, it's not a wrench turning
correct,
skill. But I
yeah,
think that they're crucial. The one I'm curious the most on, and one of the
yes.
I want you to maybe pour a little bit into is how do you learn to be driven? Can you convince yourself to be driven, or is that a God-given thing, or is that an inherent trait that we have, or can you convince yourself, in your
That's a
opinion,
very
to be more
good
driven?
question. Yeah, very yeah. Sorry for I keep cutting you off like that, but very good question. It makes me think of nature versus nurture. That it's like Steve Jobs. He said a very one of his famous speeches is he believes that everyone's programmed. That what you want to do, it's here, like it's in you, like and like somehow your body already knows what you want to do. And very influential man, and they're starting to see that he knew things that a lot of people didn't know from, but he did die early from cancer. But that's what he believed in, and that's a really good question because and it depends for me. It depends on the day. So some days are gonna be I'm like wow, like I'm very well driven compared to a lot of other people, and just seeing like their work ethic giving up or working harder. And some days I'm like some of these people are just so not even close to my work ethic. That's like, was I born with this? Or like I told you earlier, since I tried so hard then, me trying right now is them trying as hard as they can. Me just trying just a little bit because I tried, like I said, always try your best. So yeah, so very hard question. I think it depends on the person, the day, because some days I'm like I'm born with this, and then some days I think it's because I just like I work out all the time. So working out is just like I wake up, brush my teeth. So yeah, it's probably like that. I'm just it just becomes so basic that you wake up every day, you brush your teeth, you make your food. It's just like that. So if you it probably if you incorporate it every single day, have high drive, you're going to be a high driven person. So probably that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think I'd be curious to know, and I'm not asking you to remember because I don't think you'd be able to, and it's not fair. In the seasons of life where you felt like you were really driven, I'd be curious to know the team you had around you, because I bet you were around a
Yes,
driven team. And in the
yes,
seasons of life where you felt like, man, this is a drag, it's really hard to do this. I don't. I bet you had a bit of a draining team. So,
Yes.
being able to convince yourself, hey, today I almost have to fake it to make it to drive the rest of my team and move
Correct.
together as a
Yes.
whole.
Correct.
Because being driven, and very similar to my experience in the Marine Corps, I could tell you there are some people who I served with who, no matter what happened, they had the worst day ever. And some people I served with, no matter what happened, they had the best day ever. I want to be with the best day ever guy, and it
That's
changes
good.
my mindset.
It
But
does.
the
Yes.
worst day guy will bring me with him.
That's correct. So yeah, like so try to be as optimistic as possible. That pessimistic guy, you're correct, he will bring you down. That bad apple does spoil the rest. It's nature, it's life. We know this. So but yeah, back to yes. So this is the interesting thing I've noticed. So I've worked in factories, and it's strange that factories are set up like this. I don't know if it's the HR doing it. I'm not sure what, or it's just the crowd gets together, and it's like other people, other minorities come in, and they like it's just not working. But I've worked in factories that are all Hispanic, all African American, all Asian, and all white. And you know what? Here the craziest thing. So the factories that I work in, that I am the minority. Guess what? No issues at all. If there was a small issue, I come back the next day, no issue at all. Whenever I work in factories that I am not the minority, very strange,
Hmm.
and I'm starting to notice that. So yeah, very strange that that's going on in the system. That it almost seems like I'm the minority, and that they are so surprised that I'm the minority, and I'm an optimist. I'm enjoying myself, and it's making them enjoy themselves too, and that they don't give me a hard problem. And then when I'm not the minority, I'm enjoying myself. They're like, "Wait, we're the same. Why are you enjoying yourself? I'm not." And
Hmm.
so I'm seeing that a lot, and because every time I'm the minority, no problems. So and I was like, huh.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
I think that.
I definitely would rather be an
Cool.
optimist too versus a pessimistic. But I've definitely noticed that in the industry. So, yeah, and that's one of the
I think it,
yeah. Keep going.
I think it's always important to note too is the culture built inside of these facilities, and by culture I mean
Yes,
like do people respect each other? Do people want to be around each other? Are people encouraged to do these things the right way, or is it more, hey, produce as much as you can, and if anything gets in the way, just go ahead and blast through that? Because I find in a lot of facilities that culture will sometimes guide people's attitude.
it's correct.
So
Yes,
they talk about culture eating productivity for breakfast, right? Like
yes,
culture will destroy a company or build a company 10 times
I agree
faster
with
than
that. Yeah,
productivity will.
yeah,
So I think, there's this give and take, right? Are we seeing a byproduct of a culture that's just been ingrained
I
and
think
kind of
so.
grown
Yeah, yeah.
in how people view their day-to-day life optimistically or pessimistically? So the the one last thing I want to ask you, Wes, and this is my favorite part of the show because I think it's always really fun to hear, is if you were on a soapbox and you had every maintenance technician in the industry in front of you, there's a big microphone, everyone's listening to Wes, what would you say? What would you say everybody in the industry needs to improve in to make this job better?
I would tell them, hey guys, we've been killing it because I know from industry to industry we can't compare peanuts to apples, but we can compare how much numbers we make. And I just want to tell everyone we've been killing it. We've really been killing it. But the one thing I think we can work on is scheduling, having more free time, because I really do feel like more free time will make a harder worker, and more freedom too. So and then I think the knowledge is there. I think it's all there. I think we deserve more freedom. Yeah. So just we
Yeah.
right now, like as a skill worker, we do work for more traditional companies that stay on the 9 to 5 or the three rotating, and newer companies are starting to see that's not really the way to go. You should treat your employees with a better schedule, and these companies that are um passing down with these unions, um, they a lot of them want to stick on the 5 days. They're just older people. It's harder for them to change. They've been doing that schedule their whole life. It's just 12-hour shift would be crazy to them. But yeah, I think the scheduling, because it's been since Rockefeller. We've been working 5 6 days a week since Rockefeller, and like I even saw medieval peasants, like they would get 7 weeks off a year too. So 2 weeks off for these hardworking men like and women, like they deserve more than that. So and plus like even if it was just the days off in general, because the person should not be revolving around these companies as much as they do, because we could make it 3 days a week or 4 days a week and be even more productive. But they have us putting all our time in there because I have to get dressed for work. I gotta make my food for work. I gotta drive to work. I gotta drive back to work. If we did that 3 times a week, 4 times a week versus 5 times a week, 6 times, um, it gives the person a lot more relaxed time. It doesn't feel like their mind is always at work, not even in their home. So, because I'm a strong-minded individual, and I do being so strong-minded, I see weak-minded individuals, and you can just tell that some of these companies consume them completely, consume them. And my mother gets she gets consumed by these companies. It's very sad, and seeing people like my mother very sad. I hate seeing it. So, and we've been killing it. So like keep we've been killing it. So I think time off. So respect the employee. But
I think that's huge. And
skill work does an awesome time with that. If we manage very well, we can get a lot of time off. We can do smaller contracts, longer contracts. Skill work does give us a lot of freedom, and I really appreciate you guys spending the time to make the skill work system the way it is. There's one last thing I want to say. You might want to make like a short out of this or something. But I do stress this to all the skill workers. We do a lot of traveling, so don't go to a bank and get like a expensive loan for your car or your vehicle because we do a lot of traveling. And I'm very young. I live healthy, so I'm not traveling back and forth from work, putting 1,500 miles doing that because the average American only drives 12,000 miles a year. So if you get a really expensive loan, your car might be worth a lot less than that loan. And if it's for like 5 years, like you might have a car worth less than that loan that you're paying. So I'm a proud American. Um, we have we have really good systems in place, but if you don't manage correctly, the systems can put you in a really bad position. And then if something did happen, like you had a bad day at work or something happened, you don't have your job paying top dollar anymore. Because I'll be honest, like if I try to find a job in the industry, I would either make the same as I'm making right now, or taxes make a little less. So I really do value my job a lot. And another thing is, you might want to make a short out of this too, just like make a video out of it, post it on the podcast or like at the beginning or something. But everyone should take a look in the tax brackets too. So if you're not putting money into you're the 401k that we get, that every skill worker after 6 months we get a 401k. So if you're not putting money into that, or you're not putting into a traditional IRA, new skill workers, if you're not putting the money into a traditional IRA, everyone in America gets a traditional IRA that you can put $6,000 in. So if you go to Google, type in US USA tax bracket, the first slot would be 12%. So if you don't put over if you don't put over 12% into your 401k of your earnings, there you're gonna get taxed on that 12%, and you're gonna have to pay that at the end of the year. Now, if you put that 12% in the 401k, you're gonna make that money. You're gonna make that money back at the end of the year. It's gonna be around $1,000 to $1,500, and then you're also gonna have a whole account making you money too. And then also, so like you'll see this account making you money, and a small investor would have it keep making money, but a not small investor, a poor investor would take a loan out on his money. This money is making you money, so why would you take a loan out and buy a car? If this money is making you money, why would you take a loan out and buy a car that's gonna lose you money? Because 10 years, that car is gonna be worth nothing. This 401k is gonna be worth around probably a quarter of $1 million 10 years from now. So if you put in around 20%, and all skill workers with the per diem, we should be able to put in 20% easy all day long. So, but yeah, just want to let you and all the skill workers know that, because America's a great country, but the system in places do keep a lot of people down just from not knowing or just being plain out lazy and not caring. So, but yeah, appreciate that. I just want everyone to know that because I don't like seeing that. So, yeah.
No, I think it's important to definitely bring up the benefits here at Skillwork. The 401k that we have is outstanding. Wes, who's in Kirksville, Missouri right now, and myself in the home office, we have the same benefit plan. So everything's the same for us. We're the same W-2 employee.
Okay,
But I think
good.
it's by happenstance that we had this conversation today where there's some work right here and then some
Yeah.
freedom right here. So this is fun.
Okay, working freedom. Okay,
But
yeah.
this
I'm just
freedom
now
is
reading that. Yeah.
financial freedom.
Okay, yeah.
So it's financial freedom. It's freedom
Yes.
from work. It's
Yes.
freedom from
Yes.
being overworked and
Yes.
overtired. So
Yes.
I think that it was a great tie-in today with what we're doing. And just a huge thank you, Wes, for coming on the show, for giving people the insight into the maintenance world.
Appreciate
Definitely the financial advice. It's something that everybody needs. It's
Thank
something
you.
that
Yeah.
some people are too proud to ask for.
It's true. Yeah.
And so I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you to everybody listening.
Yeah.
So if you get an opportunity, please leave a comment, reach out, ask us any questions. Definitely provide some feedback here. I mean, if anything Wes said to you today on the financial side or the skills side was helpful, drop a comment. Wes will go read those, I imagine. We'll post this to our YouTube channel and he can read them and kind of, it's helpful. Like if somebody has a question like, hey, can you talk me through this? We can start to respond and help you with some of those things. So Wes, thanks again so much for being on the show. Incredibly proud to have you as part of the Skillwork family.
So, well, yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.